Hello and welcome to the Open Democracy Show. I'm James. Today we're going to be looking at a rather disturbing piece of news that came out recently, uncovered by Open Democracy, and that is some environmental campaigners went to the Mayor of London debate at the O2 Arena to ask some questions and to unfurl a banner. And when they got there, they were barred from entry by event security, who were, and this is where it gets a bit more disturbing, able to identify them by name. We've got some video of this over at opendemocracy.net and on our YouTube channel. I'll be reading the full story, which was written by Jenna Corduroy on the 2nd of February 2023. We've also got some footage, and we'll be intercutting the audio of that footage into this article as well. Environmental campaigners spied on ahead of Sadiq Khan event. Security agents linked to London Mayor Sadiq Khan spied on a group of environmental activists and blocked them from participating in a public debate, Open Democracy can reveal. Shows how campaigners who wanted to ask questions at the event hosted by Sadiq Khan in London's O2 Arena were personally identified and turned away at the door. In this clip, a plainclothes security official at the entrance calls out the campaigners' names as they approach, but refuses to tell them who he's working for.
I know you, Mr. Lucas. From where? Who asked for that?
Can I ask how you found out our name?
Hold on, where's Gates is missing? I saw her walking across.
Can I ask what your name is?
No.
Oh, you know my name? No, what company you are? A company. Okay, thank you.
This second clip has an O2 security guard admitting he had received intelligence about the Green campaigners.
So we did get some intelligence to say that you guys were coming down to cause disruption within the debate.
Activists in the group said they wanted to ask Khan questions about plans for the Silvertown tunnel, a new toll road under the River Thames. One told Open Democracy she felt as though she'd been spied on when she was identified at the O2, while others worried that the group's communications may have been infiltrated. Open Democracy has now identified the plainclothes security official as Reg Walker, the director of a private security firm called ISG Commercial Limited. When asked how he was able to identify the campaigners by name, Walker said the information had been provided by a third party, but wouldn't say who. Documents obtained by Open Democracy show information about campaigners was shared between Khan's Greater London Authority, the O2 and ISG Commercial Limited, which is described as a security services provider for the O2. One email exchange between GLA officials refers to intelligence being filtered through on the night about a planned protest and adds, O2 Security Intelligence Unit is extremely good and effective. The O2 and the Greater London Authority have refused to elaborate on what this unit is. The O2 has also refused to comment on any other aspect of Open Democracy's investigation. One campaigner said, "I think it was very concerning how they knew all our names, how they knew exactly our plans from the tiniest detail that you couldn't know unless you were covertly trying to find that out, and also the fact that we couldn't find out his name, we didn't know what company he was working for, and we had no idea who and how that information had been gained. It was not public knowledge. I would say it was spying, surveillance." Another added, "It does feel like surveillance." Silvertown Tunnel. Green New Deal Rising describes itself as a movement of young people aged 18 to 35 who fight to stop the climate crisis. Last year's members made headlines after interrupting a speech by the former Home Secretary Priti Patel, demanding that she drop plans to send asylum seekers to Rwanda. The group has long campaigned against the construction of the Silvertown Tunnel in East London and previously challenged Khan about the issue in November 2021. Tunnelling began in the autumn, linking the London boroughs of Greenwich and Newham either side of the River Thames. But it has been heavily criticised over concerns about traffic and air pollution, as well as the impact it could have on some of London's poorest communities. In June last year, Green New Deal Rising campaigners registered to attend the State of London debate at the O2, where, according to the website, Londoners can quiz the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, about issues that matter, from cycling to jobs, the environment to housing. Speaking to Open Democracy, the group said that they had planned to ask a series of questions about Silvertown and share their belief that the project should be scrapped. They then planned to raise a banner and leave the event. But as they approach the venue, they're identified by Walker, the plainclothes official who called out their names. When asked about how they knew their names and faces, here's what Walker said.
Well, that may be available open source on the internet, you never know. I would suggest you Google your own name.
Open Democracy searched the internet for the campaigners' names and could find no publicly available photographs or social media footprint for at least one who had been identified by the security guard. The campaigners were then directed to a gated area where they could protest. One of the individuals who was identified, 24-year-old Geeta Wedderburn, later told Open Democracy, "I couldn't understand how he could be actively seeking me out from amongst a crowd before he'd even met me. I began to feel assaulted."
Hold on, where's Gates is missing? I saw her walking across.
How did you
Peter
find
Williburn.
out? How did you find out?
Oh, there you are. I thought I'd lost you.
Lucas, 26, a Green New Deal rising campaigner who was also identified, said, "We weren't doing anything illegal. We were just going to an event. I'm a Londoner, so I felt I had the right to go there and ask a question about the issue. It's not good that someone has information about you, what you look like, and your name and possibly even phone number." Separately, an O2 security guard said the following.
So we did get some intelligence to say that you guys were coming down to cause disruption within the debate.
Who told you that then?
I can't say that, but I'm just saying that's what we had.
Open Democracy put numerous questions to the O2 about this, including where this intelligence was obtained from, but the venue has refused to provide any comment. Personal information. When the group realised that security officials had gathered information about them, they decided to use information laws to request access to any personal details that the O2 held about them. Subject access requests give individuals a right to access their personal data and be informed if their details have been shared with any other organisations. Their response shows that the GLA had passed on their registration details for the event to the O2 venue, which included their names and email addresses. O2 claimed it would need to process the personal data to verify for security purposes and to manage access to specific areas of the O2 before, during and after the State of London Debate 2022 event. The O2's owner, AEG, told one activist that their personal data had been passed to ISG Commercial Limited, but when contacted by Open Democracy, ISG Commercial Limited claimed this did not happen. Documents obtained by Open Democracy under the Freedom of Information Act also revealed an email sent between the GLA's events and security teams. O2 Security Intelligence Unit is extremely good and effective, and I saw no reason not to listen to the intelligence being filtered through on the night, it said. I believe they successfully prevented a protest within the venue, which could have stopped the State of London debate meeting unnecessarily. It continued, in 2019, we did have protests at the State of London debate as a result of allowing groups into the venue who were set on disrupting proceedings. We did not want a reoccurrence of that in 2022. But Lucas claims GNDR campaigners were not there to cause a disruption. It wasn't necessarily to stop the event, it was just to make a point about the issue. As this is the State of London debate, we felt it was relevant to go there and raise the issue which quite a lot of people have been campaigning against, the Silvertown Tunnel. So it's not like something new. Wedderburn said, I didn't want to attend the debate just to court controversy or be disruptive. I genuinely wanted to understand the policy justification for this damaging project. The banner. Just before the event, the campaign group sewed a banner into a coat and organised themselves through private WhatsApp groups and a Zoom meeting, as well as using a private Google document. Speaking to Open Democracy, one of the campaigners also claimed that the man, now identified as Walker, said, "We know that you're here to disrupt the event. We know about the banner inside the coat." Similarly, the email between GLA officials states, most of the information I was made aware of on the night related to the potential for protesters with the specific intention of disrupting a lawful meeting, e.g. secreting banners on their person. But the campaigner told Open Democracy that the hidden banner was something that had been mentioned in a Zoom call and in the Google Doc. No one else knew about it. Prior to the event, an organiser noticed that out of the blue, some older people were joining the WhatsApp group that had been intended for a group of young campaigners. Details of the WhatsApp group had accidentally been made public, so another more private group was quickly created. The GLA told Open Democracy it was not aware of any infiltration, while ISG Commercial said it did not carry out the activity if it did happen. The O2 refused to comment. Crackdowns and spying. This news comes as the UK government is seeking more powers to crack down on protests. Earlier this year, Rishi Sunak announced that he would broaden the definition of serious disruption to give police more freedom to intervene and stop disruptive protests. Meanwhile, oil companies and private investment firms had developed sophisticated snooping operations to gather intelligence about campaigners. In 2021, Open Democracy revealed how BP spent years spying on peaceful climate activists, including collecting CCTV images and hiring a private intelligence firm set up by a former MI6 agent. Caroline Russell, a Green Party member of the GLA, said that questions remain about the identification of campaigners at the O2 event last year. Were these committed young people denied entry for security reasons or political reasons, due to the fact they often challenged Labour politicians for their dismal climate record, she said. This is an important distinction and not clear at this stage. This is also why hastily drawn up laws on protest are a bad idea and hinder genuine scrutiny. Madeline Stone, legal and policy officer at civil liberties organisation Big Brother Watch, said, The O2 must come clean about any snooping on campaigners by these private security units immediately. The GLA has recently been under the spotlight for signing a contract with Welland, a private intelligence firm, although there is no suggestion that the firm was involved in the State of London debate. A spokesperson for the GLA said, "The GLA works closely with the venue to ensure the free, ticketed event is safe and secure. At last year's debate, entry was refused to a small number of campaigners believed to be planning to disrupt the event." ISG Commercial told openDemocracy it is entirely false to suggest it spied on Green New Deal Rising campaigners. This article was developed with the support of journalismfund.eu. So, thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to read the full article, it's over at openDemocracy.net. As I said earlier, we've got some footage of this on our YouTube channel, so please just head over to YouTube, search for Open Democracy, and give that a watch as well. As I say every week, if you're not subscribed to the podcast, now's a great time to do so. Hit that subscribe button, and then you'll never miss out on a new episode. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.